So a while back, 50/50 sent me a ready to roll version of the balanced frames, bearings, wheels and everything included. So today I decided I'm going to try them out. I started to try them flat first just because I'm afraid that if I skate them freestyle or something, I'm going to wear the groove in a way where it won't work for flat anymore. So we're going to go from flat to anti to freestyle. The weather ain't looking too flash, it could rain at any moment honestly. So we're going to quickly get down there. I'm going to try get a Nugan and a Markia for the LAKEY Community Challenge. I hope you've got yours, it's like the last week to do it. But yeah, I think this is going to be a good cleanser from skating the solar frame. It should be good. Let's warm up in the bowl. The wheels straight away feel really good. They feel really grippy and a good speed. Not as fast as the Conjures, probably because they're not quite as skinny, because those wheels are crazy skinny. But they're fast with these bearings. The 50/50 bearings are good, and they feel like I can really roll up to the vert like quite easily. So I'm very impressed. They feel very maneuverable still as well. I'm not catching on any cracks or anything like you'd expect for skating flat, but I can also still do little carves and darty turns that are really fun to do. So I don't know, I really like these wheels. But for the moment of truth, and the thing I've kind of not been looking forward to, let's go try do some grinds. The first thing I noticed is that I definitely have to wax the ledge compared to the solars. It sticks completely different, but sliding it doesn't feel any slower or faster once it's waxed. I also do notice that the little plastic stick out bits on the 50/50 frames, it really emphasizes how much less of a solar plate I have compared to the solars. The solar plates feel smaller in these, surprisingly. Even though the solars only give you like that little bit extra sol, I am definitely noticing it. But yeah, these frames right now are really reminding me of the Rossi stock frame, where every grind is kind of a challenge to not get wheel bite. It's like this perfect point where you're in the trick right, but other than that, you've got not much room for error. You're just going to be sticking real bad. It makes me not want to do sols or acids just because I feel like I just had to have that foot floating there. I can't put any weight on it. It's not too fun. But anyway, let's keep going. So after that long struggle, it started spitting, so I ran home, and now it's like, it really looks like it's gonna rain, which kind of sucks, but I wasn't having the best time anyway, so it's kind of good timing. What's my first impressions of the 50/50 frames in a ready-to-roll setup? So wheels, bearings, everything's 50/50. So first off, just talking about the wheels and the bearings, I was very impressed with them. This profile of wheel is a lot of fun. You can really dart around on it. It's really fast, really smooth. It feels really good. It's quite grippy as well, which is good. It's the softer wheel. This isn't even the softest one. But yeah, I don't feel like I'm going to slip out at any point. The whole product too, the frames and everything, just feels like a really good quality product. And I know they're not super expensive, so you're really getting your money's worth with this whole setup. As for the downsides though, I don't think this is a very good frame for skating flat. It's a very challenging frame for skating flat. It's a lot like the frames that came stock with these skates, the stock Rossi's frame. These are a little bit different to that though, because I found there definitely is a line where when you're right in the trick, there's no wheel bite. And it's got to be, you know, the science behind the size of the wheel and stuff that law goes into. The fact that it's kind of like the perfect shape so that when you're in the trick, the wheel shouldn't be touching. But the only problem with that is it's a very small window, I think. So if you even like slightly come out, you straight get wheel bite. Wheel bite isn't so much of a problem, even with a grippy wheel like this. When my wheel was touching on the soles, it's not like I was coming to a stop. I don't like doing a sole and having a really loud squeak following me. You know, it's not very fun. And it makes me not put any weight on that foot. It's not how you need to do a sole grind, you know. So I think if you wanted to skate these flat, you got to be looking for a challenge, and you're going to be wanting grinds to be quite difficult, and you're going to be wanting to make your grinds very precise. Another annoying thing I found too is the skates sounded really clacky once I put these on. And it's probably me not tightening the bolts enough, but yeah, I absolutely hate when my skates are clacky. Yeah, I've been changing setups a lot recently, so I think I've been kind of rushing it. But I try to tighten all my bolts and it's still like a weird clack. But the whole thing seems very solidly on there. I'm sure that's just me though. And the final thing that was just quite a shock after dealing with the solars for so long is these were quite hard to set up. I really hate the fact that plastic frames have to have two bolts, two sides to the bolt for every wheel. It's so much more difficult. And the 50/50 bolts, the axles, they don't have the tapered rounded edge like the solar frames do. So, you know, if you don't get that bearing spacer to line up, it can be so frustrating trying to push the bolt through. Another weird thing that kind of concerned me as well is the fact that when you put these on, the axle doesn't come all the way through. When you screw it in, it's not like you're screwing all the way into the other axle. There's like a gap there, which would definitely be a weak point, I think, but I don't know. I guess it means you can get it tighter. Maybe I just haven't set it up right, but yeah, it did concern me. Maybe that's got to do with the clacking as well, but I don't know. They still felt pretty solid. They don't feel like they're going to break. Super impressed with the tricks that Law does on these, because it is hard, man. It's hard to skate these flat. Back royales and just royales, you know, you got to get right in that groove for it to work. So props to him. I definitely think these frames shine most in anti-rocker or freestyle with juice blocks. So I'm definitely going to try that out. I think this wheel combination with that will be great. A nice round wheel, I mean, you can actually still turn quite nicely in an anti-rocker. But if it goes anything like my last anti-rocker skate, I'm not going to have a good time. If anything I've learned recently, I have found the setup I want to skate. So every time I'm trying to test something out, I'm just not going to have a good time because I just miss, you know, skating the solars with those conjure wheels. I don't know if testing out products is really something I'm going to be good at just because of that, unless I really need a new product. So right now I feel like I don't. So far though, I'm very impressed with the wheels the most out of everything 50/50 sent me. I do think they can work quite well on the solars. When I was skating the bowl, I felt like I could stick to the wall a lot more than I do with the conjures. The conjures feel a lot more maneuverable, a lot faster as well, but these feel like I could really get up the wall a lot easier. It felt good. I don't know if I'm going to skate them flat again because it does just remind me of when I was skating the Rossi's stock. It's a lot of work, it's not much fun. So I'll definitely try them out, anti-rocker and freestyle, next time I get the chance. But yeah, thank you so much for 50/50 for sending them over to me. I know it's a long way to send something just for me to not have fun. So yeah, stay tuned for more. Thanks so much for watching. Huge shout out to my patrons: Adam, Kevin, Deb, Dennis, Fabian, Chris, Lake Brothers Fading, Mark, Matt, Mike, Nathaniel, Sean, Sweet Moves, Tagi in the Book of Grinds, and I'll see everyone later on. Peace out.